As has become a little bit of a trend the last several videos, I'm going to bring you guys along with me for another walk today. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to welcome you. My name is Josh. I'm on a journey to overcome my own personal challenges, which for me is food addiction. And in going through that process, my hope is to find spiritual, emotional, and physical recovery. And then my goal is to live out my bucket list. And I'm hoping that by doing that, it will help inspire people like you to be able to overcome any challenges that you might face and live out your dreams as well. As always, I invite you along for the journey. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today is being powerless. For me, I struggle with food addiction, and for a long time I thought it was an issue with just a lack of self-control or a lack of willpower. But one of the things that I've learned is, for me and my addiction, I really don't have any willpower. Even when I would piece together some time of sticking to a diet or following some sort of exercise plan, inevitably, I would always turn back to the food. And for a long time, I tried to figure out why that was. But for me, it comes down to powerlessness. I am powerless over food. I'm also powerless over people, places, and things. There's many situations that I face in my day-to-day life that I have no control over. And I try to have control. I try to take control. I build resentments up whenever I don't have control or people are doing things that I don't think they should be doing. But inevitably, whenever I have a resentment, I always seem to take it out on myself, and I'll do this. I'll show you, I'll hurt me. It makes no sense. For me, the powerlessness of my addiction showed in a lot of ways. There were times when I would order, 2 or 3 meals at a fast food restaurant at one time, and that was like my normal routine. And I would pretend that I was on the phone with someone ordering for them. So I'd be like, what kind of drink did you want with that? Like, as if the person at the drive-thru really cared. My car was full of fast food trash. My house was full of trash. I relied on people around me to do things for me. Like my poor brothers, man, it was bad. I was a karaoke host, so I relied on one of my brothers, well, actually both of them, helped me all the time set up and tear down my sound equipment. Oops, I dropped my towel. Because part of it was that I was too lazy, and part of it was that I had gotten so big that I really had a hard time doing a lot of physical activity. So I relied on them to do that. My brother lived with me, and I feel so bad about this now, but he would clean out my car. I mean, he probably cleaned out my car more times than I can count, because I would hoard my fast food trash and let it just fill up in my car, and then he would go and clean it out for me. He would do the same thing at the house. The house would get messy, and he'd finally have enough of it and go clean it. I put him through a lot. I would use people, but then I would try to pretend like I was this good person. And I think above everything, I played a victim. Man, I was good at playing the victim. My sponsor tells me that I was a professional victim. And I still fall into that victim mentality sometimes without even realizing it. I would get backed into a corner because of procrastinating or not doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then I would take it out on everybody else. Or if I didn't get my own way, I would go off on people. I had this entitled mentality, and if I didn't get what I wanted, the wrath of Josh came out. I'm not proud of that. I don't want to be that person anymore. They say in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous that a lot of times we become like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and that was me, for sure. But I think one of the issues that I hear a lot among people with food issues is that they try to control it, that it's an issue with willpower. And for me, there is no such thing as willpower when it comes to my food addiction. Because if there was, I would have fixed this issue a long time ago. I'm gonna sit here and take a break for a second. It's a nice day out today. A little warm, but that's okay. So I've been meditating a lot more, and I'm trying to really learn different meditation techniques because I know that there's a lot of them. And you know, for me, like, my experience has been with meditation that sometimes I feel like I'm just sitting there and I can't shut off the thoughts in my head, and I'm just thinking about all kinds of stuff, like what I gotta do or different stressors going on in my life or whatever the case is. And I've been doing some research on meditation, and one of the things that they talked about was that it's not about turning off the thoughts, but it's about focusing on like your breathing or finding something that can ground you. And it's about finding awareness. So I've been practicing that a lot. Everything that I've read up on or looked up about it talks about how it's kind of like exercising a muscle. Like you have to do it consistently in order to improve at it. So I've been practicing meditating every day. And like for me, a lot of this journey it's more than just the physical recovery. Like obviously that's important, but I think more important for me has been the spiritual journey that I've been on, because I've learned that it's a spiritual program. The 12-step program is a spiritual program. And once you find spiritual recovery, then you can find physical and emotional recovery as well. But without the spiritual aspect, you know, the other stuff is just temporary. And that has been my experience, because the first time that I lost weight, actually the first 2 times that I lost weight, that's what I was focused on, was just the weight and the number on the scale and how I looked, the outside appearance. But I never really did any work spiritually. I did some work emotionally, but I was scared of the spirituality part of it. The word God scared me, you know? And like now I refer to it as God just as a universal term, but for me it's a higher power, you know? And I still haven't really clearly defined what my higher power is, but I know that there's a power greater than myself that's been helping me in this journey. And that's the power that I'm trying to connect to. Call it the universe, or I don't know really what it is. And as part of going through this journey, like I'm trying to expand my concept of a higher power. So I've been asking other people, like, what are their views on a higher power? How do they connect spiritually? And I'd really love to hear your take on it as well. So feel free to leave comments down below and let me know how it is that you best connect with your higher power. I've had experiences with religion that kind of turned me away, you know, and for a long time I was very judgmental toward the concept of spirituality because of my experiences. But I find that as I'm getting older, you know, I want to expand my knowledge, and I want to expand that spiritual connection, and I want my faith to grow. You know, in my last video, I talked a lot about fear and living in fear. And one of the things that I've heard is where there's faith, there cannot be room for fear. I'm really trying to find a deeper faith in a higher power so that I can live in faith instead of fear. Well, this has been a nice little break. Let's start walking again. Ooh, I want to show you guys this. This guy has this really nice car. Let me turn the camera around so you can see it. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? I love it. That is really nice. I don't know who that was, but they're waving at me. It's funny because twice in the last 2 weeks, I've had somebody like honk at me or give me some encouragement as I'm walking. Oh wow, guys, look at this. Let me turn the camera around. I'm gonna show you. Look at that. It's so pretty. I'm gonna see if I can get closer to it. It's looking at me. That is incredible. Guys, I'm probably only like 20 feet away from it. It keeps looking at me. Hi. What you doing? What are you doing? You gonna come here? going? Where are you going? You gonna walk with me? You gonna take a walk with me? All right. Let's go for a walk. Where you going, buddy? You seem to be lost. I am a bird therapist. I don't know if you remember, but if you need some therapy, I'm your guy. Where are you going? Well, it seems like maybe you found your way. All right, goodbye, friend. Well, that wasn't that cool. I tried to offer him my therapeutic services because it seemed like he was a little lost, but he didn't seem to want it. It's okay, maybe next time. So just to give you a brief update, I still have not gotten my eyebrow trimmed. Franklin is still here with me. Also, I'm thinking about starting some strength training, but like at home without equipment, because I'm not ready to go into a gym yet. But I want to work on my butt. I want a nice big bubble butt. So if you guys know of any good exercises for that, please let me know and I will give them a try in a future video. I also want to start working on the loose skin. I don't know if you see that, but like as I'm losing weight, I want to start toning that up as much as I can. I do realize that I'll probably need skin surgery, but if I can address some of that through exercise, I would like to do that. I want to thank everyone who reached out to me about appearing on my vlog. I have several volunteers who would like to share their story, so that will be something coming up in the near future. For all of you guys who consistently watch my videos, I want to thank you truly from the bottom of my heart, because you guys keep me motivated and you inspire me to keep going on this journey. So it really does mean a lot. And if you're new to my channel, watch a few of my videos, and if you like what you see, it would be a great honor if you would subscribe. Well, that is gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, do me a favor and click that like and subscribe button. I hope wherever you are that you are having a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time. Lord willing and the creek don't rise.